Hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist, and we're going to introduce Balm to your makeup routine. Now this goes with Seint makeup, traditional makeup. This is a great addition to your makeup routine. Okay, so I'm going to dive into why. So first off, if you get chapped lips easily, it's a great chapstick balm. It's a balm. All right, here's the deal. This was originally a demi product and it was used as a dewy illuminator if you didn't like shimmer. It still is that, but then once the people of the 3D world, which is the regular stuff, we loved it so much, we would get it, we would use it, and it became this amazing tool. And if you know me, you know I like something that does more than one thing. And this does so many things. So I have a lot of hormonal breakouts. Balm helps. They're healers. So once you get to that healing place, you know, where it's not fun to put makeup on it because it's very textured, grab a little balm and tap that over your breakouts. This is going to help with the texture of a healing breakout. It's going to make it less crusty. And then if you get any dry spots around your face, around your nose, my son used to get dry spots. This isn't just a woman's product. This is very much a product that works for your teens. My son used to get very dry around his nose. This would help so much, along with having chapped lips. And then for my under eyes, I have maturing under eyes. I'm gonna be 43. So I just place this really lightly under my eyes and I make sure I get all the areas where I have fine lines, wrinkles. I have a texture under my skin. I mean, it's a soft tissue area, so it can be easily textured. And using balm in those areas helps with keeping it from creasing. You can even use this with your eyeshadow. If you want to take a shimmer and punch it up, tap a little of this, it will not crease. I promise you. I mean, it works for your under eyes. Why wouldn't it work for your eyelids? Not as a prep, but as a tool with your shimmers, even your glitters. All right, so I'm gonna just slap this into my palette. So if you want to try this makeup, message me. Let's do a color match because my palette is not your palette. This is 100% customizable makeup. It's customizable with the size of palette you get and what you put in it, and I help facilitate the customization. You tell me what you want out of your makeup and I'll make it happen. It's super simple. It's really simple. I give you a laundry list of recommendations and then you get to take from that what you want, get the very basics, great, and then when you're ready to build, you have a reference letter to go back to and say, oh, she recommended all this other stuff, and then you don't need me. I'm here when you need me and I'm here when you don't. But I really don't like to hassle people. I like to hit them with one shot. So now that I've put balm on my breakouts, I'm going to use my blend brush because it's a light application brush, and I'm going to go into Aspen and I'm going to tap this over my pimples, and I'm just going to take the fire out of them. Okay, we're tapping it over. We can still see the breakout, but the fiery red is gone. And then my broken capillaries, I'm just going to sweep a little bit of Aspen on that over my nose. And then of course I do my Aspen. I get red over top of my eyebrows, I don't know. And then I have scarring redness. We know the things. But now the fire is taken out, which makes it easier to put your makeup on. All right, I'm gonna use the blush and bronzer brush to apply my makeup. I've already done my suede correcting because nobody needs to see all of that. And I'm gonna do my main highlight. And I'm just doing this to balance out my uneven skin. Just like that. You just wanna tap it in and build it. This is the area where you'll likely over apply. We always start applying here. So we apply and pull in, apply and pull up, and we apply and pull out. So doing that means you end up with a little excess makeup sometimes. I mean, when you first get this makeup, can I handle my hair? It's an adjustment. And so take the time to get to know the product and see how it goes. And if you over apply right here like I do, take this fluffy brush and just blend it down. You don't have to wipe it off and start all over like with traditional makeup. But this balm product is also really good if you are a Tarte user. If you use, what's this one? Can't Stop, Won't Stop. There's a NARS one that's really good. That's the one I used to use. If you use a concealer and it just looks a little crepey under your eyes or it looks a little crusty on your breakouts, get our balm. You don't have to buy the full makeup line, but get the balm and use it with it. I used Tarte and I did a comparison eye to eye. I used Seint on one eye, I used Tarte on the other eye, and I used the balm. It had the same coverage. There was a little more over here, but it looked the same and it had longevity and it didn't crease. And that was one of the biggest pet peeves when I would use my traditional makeup, was my under eyes just looked gunky and they looked crepey and I didn't like it. and that helped with longevity. Overall, there is a reason I changed to Seint, and the creams are great for maturing and changing skin. But if you're really dead set on your makeup, I honestly say try this balm with it. It's $18. I mean, you're paying twice as much for a full size of Tarte. Holy moly. But I just like to point that out. All right. But it is a great tool to use with all makeups. All right, I'm gonna go in and I am gonna do my contouring with my detail brush. I'm going into Cedar, and I'm just going to add this to the top of my forehead. Here's my biggest thing. Be sure to blend out your forehead. We very easily forget and we end up with a band across our forehead. So what I like to do is I like to sweep it back and forth. I need to get this here. And then I just pull and flick it down. Come on, come on. I flick it down and I flick it into my hairline. Especially if you have light hair, just flick it into your hairline. I'm gonna go to the small end, I'm gonna go into my brightening, and that's when I'm gonna go right here. And I like to do this after my contour because I don't want that contour line. It happens, it's an easy thing to have happen, but I like to use my brightening and then I just pull it up and out into that contour, and it helps fade that line that you may accidentally have. And it gives you natural, that's why I don't need my main highlight up here, because my contour meets my brightening and it balances out, gives me dimension, gives me coverage, and gives me structure. Check, 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 all the boxes are done. All right, we're gonna go in on the side of the brush, and I'm just gonna go, I don't do this very tidy, but you want it on the top side, and I'm gonna blend these together. I focus it on the sides, push it up towards my brows, square off the tip, and then I bounce it together. I like the color to be focused on the sides, but I have a bump on my nose, and then I use this little end, I pinch it, and I go right down, hopefully the middle. You know how hard that is to do? It's harder than you would think. I have a hard time with my nose, but it doesn't have to be perfect, because you just take your finger and you just sweep it back and forth, and this straightens things out. So if you have a crooked nose, a bump on your nose, this is the best way to camouflage that. All right, we're going back in. I live on this side of the brush. I'm gonna go above my natural shadow here, and then I'm gonna stay up above on the bottom of my cheekbone, but it's on my cheekbone. I'm very much pressing on my cheekbone. This will naturally end up blending down a bit. And so I underblend it and I bring it up, because look at how it just lifts. It's the same cheek, it just lifts. It gives it that kick in the butt to push it up. Oh, I rhymed. I'm a poet. I'm a makeup poet. All right, so we're just gonna flick this around. I like the stippling method, especially since I have hyperpigmentation. Cedar, ash, stone, olive are great contours if you have hyperpigmentation, because it does help with the camouflaging. And so that works for me. I'm gonna grab a little bit, just bouncing flat down, and I'm gonna go in front of my earlobe, and I'm focusing this on the bottom of my jawline. This is gonna just snatch things up, if you will, and we're just gonna give ourselves a nice structured jaw. I don't like to come in past this because I don't want to accentuate it. I'm trying to kind of camouflage it. And then I can go right here and hide that guy. That guy. All right, now that I have that, I'm gonna put my bronzer on. I like my bronzer to work with my contour, with my blush. And so I just drape mine right here. And you don't need a lot. Bella picks up very, 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 very easily. And you don't need a lot. Take this fluffy brush and just smash it into your face to blend it out. It's very forgiving, very easy makeup. Very easy. If you have dry skin and you find blending can be a little bit hard, take your setting spray. Use Seint's. It's really hydrating, really good. And spray your brush and start blending, and it blends like a dream. I'm not a fan of the beauty blenders. I like the brush application. I feel like the beauty blenders sometimes pick things up, and I like makeup. I'm gonna take this fluffy end, I'm gonna go into Bella bronzer again, and I am going to blend this all on my neck. And I do this because my neck is lighter than my face, and this just bridges it together. Now this is all depending on what shirt you're wearing, what coat you're wearing. So where I live in Oregon, we are forever in raincoats, okay? We got our Columbias, we've got our North Faces, we've got our Patagonias, and all of us ladies, our collars are powdery looking because our makeup transfers off of them. It's makeup, not magic. You're never gonna find a makeup that won't transfer off. So if you're wearing a hoodie, a collared shirt, a raincoat. Just keep this up high. But if you're wearing a crew neck like I am, you can bring it a little lower. Just keep in mind what shirt you're wearing. But again, makeup not magic, and it washes off. I will say Seint's doesn't stain, so there is that too. All right, we're gonna do our blush. I am gonna go into my Frenchie, and I'm gonna add it to the apples. My scarring lately, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just dehydrated because I know I don't drink enough water. It's just been angry lately. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna tap in between Baby Watermelon and Rosewood. This has been a really pretty blush color. I don't think there's a time where, and I'm gonna do, watch this, we're gonna take some Rosewood and I'm gonna go boom, boom, boom. Then I'm gonna take Baby Watermelon and I'm gonna go boom, boom. These two together are so pretty, but Frenchie is a tool I can't live without. And so I'm just gonna stamp this over those colors on my cheek. I keep it up top because as I'm maturing, the volume of my cheeks is going down, but I like to live on the wild side, okay? I'm wild, I'm crazy, so I want some pinks with my oranges. It's fine. Look at how pretty that is. This is a beautiful fall blush, transition blush. This will take you into fall, into winter. It'll also take you into spring. It's really very, very, very pretty. You could also just tap in between. You don't have to do the finger method if that bothers you. And then again, just start up here and then bring it down. There's no wrong way to apply cream makeups because they're all so forgiving. And you can try any cream makeup you want. They could be the sticks that are way more expensive than Seint's and just as good. Ours have more pigment, about twice as much pigment as them. They have about 40% pigmentation, whereas Seint has 80. So you will still have a little more makeup on than you would Seint. So with traditional makeup, you really got to pile it on because it's 18% pigmentation. You get the sticks and you're doubling it to 40. So you still need less, but then you go to Seint and you'll use, that's the thing. If you're wanting to try creams, why not try an affordable cream to see if you like it before you dive in? It's like buying the travel sizes before you buy the full sizes. Cream is cream. It's really good. Ours has the pigmentation that you're going to want for that light coverage, and it's hydrating, it's moisturizing. Creams are where it's at. Everybody's catching on. We just caught on a little bit sooner. I'm not gonna lie. It's not brand new. They didn't invent it, obviously, but anyway. All right, I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into my setting powder and I'm gonna set before I do my under eyes. I don't like powder over top of my under eye correcting if I can help it. Just depends on how oily I am that day. But I start on the perimeter and I come up. I get very oily on the apples and on my forehead. And there we go. All right, under eyes. So I use that Balm underneath. This helps things glide into place. My pimples aren't as textured. Yes, I'm gonna have to demi them, but using that Balm, giving me a little extra coverage, tones it down so I need less. I love demi because it's point to point and it's just nice. So I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna take my Frenchie because I love it as a tool, using the Frenchie, and I'm gonna go under this eye and I'm gonna come up. This turns it a shade of peach, but it cancels out that darkness. I'm gonna go to my demi and I'm going to use two colors, Y01 and 03. I'm gonna take Y01 and I'm gonna go right here to my inner corner where I have a deep dark spot, pull it down my trough. Lightness pulls out. This is gonna help camouflage that trough, and then I'm just gonna hit this upper inner corner where I get real dark, and then again, just pull it down the trough. Understand the difference between discoloration that's dark and a shadow, okay? We all have this, and so using something light will help lift it and pull it out, but Y01 will also cancel and brighten. It really just depends on what you want out of your makeup. Frenchie can correct. It's a great blush color, it's a great lip color, and it's $16. Whereas Demi can work as a no makeup. They both check different boxes. It's whatever you want out of your palette. So it's your prerogative. So we're gonna go into 03 and I'm gonna clean up right here. Oh, I didn't open up the classroom today. All right, now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add my brightening. Yes, my love?
A surprise again. Happy Thanksgiving!
Thank you, girl. Okay. I am gonna take my brightening and we're gonna go right here, and I'm gonna go above my cheek, right here where there's a natural sheen, and you stipple this. One, I have a corrector on, and two, I have the balm. So you don't need to sweep and wipe and blend everything together. You want to tap it to work together. They work together. All right, I'm gonna take it here, and this is over the demi, and we're just going, again, I live on the orbital bone first because it's a nice tough area, and then I bring it up to correct and cover and brighten. I love this stuff, but you want to stipple this, especially with that soft tissue. You don't want to add extra movement and maturity under it, but they give a good similar look. It's what you want out of your makeup. I'm just giving you options. All right, we're gonna do our lips. Boom, boom, boom. I love doing this. So I always like to add my shadow to my lip. It's not for everyone. I wait to cover my pimples until my makeup's all the way on because you just never know. All right, I am going to take my brightening and do that greater than less than on both sides. You don't need to do this with a multitasker brush. I know my tutorials show it. You don't. You can use it with whatever brush you want. You could even do it with your fingers. Boom, boom, boom. All right, now I'm gonna line my lips. I'm gonna use the multitasker brush, and I'm gonna use Renaissance because I love it. And I'm just gonna line my lips with Renaissance. I'm not outer lining them, and I'm really not being super tidy because it's gonna basically be my lip color. Renaissance is a really dark color in the tin. So this is Renaissance, super, super dark. And then I line it nice and thick. It's such a very pretty color. And you can do two things. You can take your balm and you can add that and let it mix in with Renaissance as a light, beautiful color, or you can add Frenchie and make it a little more neutral. It's whatever you want. All right, I'm gonna post a picture of my final look, but this is how you can take the balm and make it part. Oh, I need to correct my lips. Okay, I'm setting my face. I'm using Charlotte Tilbury because I have oily skin, and then I just use my fluffy brush to press this in. I'm gonna take my demi, and we're gonna go to these pimples over here because makeup is makeup, and I am gonna go in because we took the fire out, which makes them not red. And when they become a deeper color, where it's muted down, it becomes more of a purpley blue. So we're gonna use our fancy little color wheel to purpley blues and come across and see that we need some oranges. So I'm gonna go into, which one is this? Is this 01? I'm gonna use 01, which is an orange, level 1, which means light. And I'm gonna put this on said pimples. All right, you just need that much. And you're gonna go over these pimples because I've got stuff on me, okay. You've taken the fire out, so now they're just a dull color. And this is a point-to-point color correcting. So you don't go around like I do with Suede or Aspen. Point to point. And I'm using 01 over it, grabbing this one. I like to just touch them first and then blend it out. But having that balm first makes the crusty not crusty. And so I'm gonna take the fluffy end of this brush with no product and I'm gonna tap them out. It's gone. 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 This one needs a little more help. Right there. These products will last you a really long time. They are $22-ish each color, but they're so good. So that Y01 I use, I'm just gonna pick a little bit up on the brush and I'm gonna go right here because I have broken capillaries and they're fiery red at the beginning, but once I have makeup layered on it, it changes their tone, which means I use a different demi. So the demi you use without makeup is gonna be different than the demi you use with makeup. So that's it. But look at how it just corrected those pimples and now they're gone. And using that balm makes it more skin-like than crusty. Okay, now I'm done. Have